Hello everyone, it's Wednesday and I am unfortunately not hopping on with a box opening or blanket reveal of Niklaus upon his return because there was an error made by the shipping company, so he's not going to be arriving today. I'm going to say Friday would be realistic. Tomorrow would be nice, but probably Friday. So I'm here with little Ronin and his monkey. His little love monkey. Had an interesting interaction here today. We had to have a passionate discussion in this house, we'll say, about adding a baby. And I do have to say, guys, that I do believe that women tend to, just everybody take this with a grain of salt, right? Because every individual is different, and there are people that are more balanced or even cross lines to tendencies that generally ascribe to the opposite gender. However, I would say on the whole, female as the nurturing role, I think that we tend to support the hobbies of our partners better or more easily or more quickly, even if it's something we're not interested in, because we know it's healthy for them and we want to see them happy, more so than I would say guys are able to for us. Maybe that's like my unique experience, but from talking with other people, I don't think it is. Yeah, so I'm 40 years old, guys. I find it ridiculous that I would ever need permission from somebody, especially I'm not technically married, and I'm not spending house money, so yeah, that just kind of appalls me a little bit, to think that as long as I'm not infringing upon space or anything else. So anyway, that was a nice little discussion. Everything's good, everything's smoothed over. We're still in disagreement, but there's no fighting going on. Yeah. So here's Ronin. I'm going to probably change him out of this soon. This outfit is cute, but it's not my favorite, and it's also not terribly cuddly. But I also did want to get on here today, probably for the first and only video of this kind. And then I'll probably make videos still. I don't know. I think that the more time. Yeah, okay, so I used to support the leader of a Qigong association, a school. Okay, so he taught a lot of health and spirituality and physical practices that were awesome. And I was first an attendee of an event, and then I became an instructor. I got certifications, then I started to volunteer, and then I actually became staff. But you know, the inner workings of things are not always, or they are frequently not as they seem from the outside. And so I remember that, you know, we would kind of laugh if we met somebody that was really awesome with great potential and a good heart. We'd be like, please, you know, like, don't get too involved, because you think people then, when they see what's going on the inside, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you see too much sometimes. So I do think that that happens across the board, or at least in a lot of different areas. Usually patterns repeat themselves anywhere that you look. It's just the nature of being, you know, we're in an ordered universe and such. But the fighting is craziness. It's you know, I'm seeing like a lot of upset and a lot of unrest and a lot of, you know, differing opinions. And I will tell you this, in any conflict or war, typically, at least the people that are in the trenches, both sides feel that they are the good guy. And any single one of us, myself included, can be very, very convincing, even in our own heads in private, to convince ourselves that we've done nothing wrong and that we are the right one and that we're the one that's being wronged. And then we can rally sympathy for ourselves. And I think that rarely are there any innocent parties, although sometimes there are, and there may be, and I'm not saying whether there are or there aren't, and I'm not taking sides. And I would imagine that in this Hatfield and McCoy feud that seems to be stretching long before my time, and probably will stretch long after my time, that whatever, I forgot my train of thought. But nobody probably gives a damn about my opinion on this. I am not a YouTube celebrity, whatever that is. I'm not popular, and I certainly have not been around long enough. And that's probably a good thing because very few people will actually see this video. Okay, but I would say that on both sides of this dispute, I will probably get support and argument from both sides, and I am friends with people on quote-unquote both sides, and I have never had anyone from either quote-unquote side come talk crap about anybody else. And I think in general, everybody that I am friendly with is a good person, is misunderstood. I also recognize that for some of us, peace can be uneasy. You know, there's something that happens in the body, neurotransmitters and things like that. There are chemicals in the brain that are involved with different emotions. And the more that we repeat these emotions, the more that our body craves them, because as our cells replicate, they're born with more receptors looking for that chemical. And that is how we become literally addicted to drama or anger or, you know, anything else that people say, why don't they just stop? Okay, so, you know, like, we literally become wired for it. The good thing is that with our current understanding and personal experience, you don't have to remain that way. So with that said, this is total bullshit. It totally is. And I know that there are, you know, I just want to ask you, you know, hypothetically speaking, let's say that there's a village on the side of a mountain, and on that mountain there also lives a bear that is self-sufficient and all in all a good and gentle bear. However, when it is threatened or provoked, it does stand up and it does growl, and it does let everybody know that it is there and it is not backing down, and that it feels threatened and it will defend itself. Now, let's say one day this bear comes barreling into the village, tossing the kids around, standing up, growling, creating terror, and everyone's screaming and crying, and maybe some of the kids even get trampled. The villagers rise up with torches and swords in hand, and they cry out for the head of the bear, and they cry out for the bear to be slain because it's an evil bear, it's a terrible bear. And that would probably seem right to people who weren't watching earlier. But what if earlier the children of the village snuck over to the bear's den while the bear was sleeping or otherwise tending to itself, and started throwing stones at the bear, and started taking long sticks and poking the bear, and yelling about and dancing and making fun of the bear? And then they turned and then they ran back and mixed themselves in the crowd of people who are innocently being attacked by this horrible, horrible bear. You know, would you then blame the bear for being a bear and for defending itself if you knew that that bear was being poked? I wouldn't. So, you know, if you're going to provoke and you're going to poke at someone and you're going to try to drum up support on your side, and then you are called out for it, you can't all of a sudden be a victim. That's all I'm saying. So there is ugliness and nastiness and defensiveness on both sides, and there's good-heartedness and best intentions and feeling like we're doing our best on both sides. But freaking come on. There's a lot of us out there who are, you know, just friendly with people and are using YouTube for the, you know, what has become a cliche, just to talk and share and show our dolls and blah, 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 that are put off. Not that anybody cares, not that anybody's behaving in order to please me or anything else, but yeah. BS. And by the way, this guilt by association thing is also craziness. I have seen comments on my friends' threads and my friends' videos that are sort of like accusatory, as though they have struck out in some way, when absolutely this person has never said anything negative in a video or a comment specifically against anybody. But because of their association with people that are involved in the drama, they're automatically painted as a bad person and mocked. And I think that that's crazy. Luckily, she seems to conduct herself with grace, and so you don't really hear a whole lot of retaliation. Anyway, totally over it. Grateful nobody's asked me to pick sides, and yeah, I'm not going to say I'm leaving YouTube. I may or I may not. If I do, I probably wouldn't say anything, and nobody would care anyway. But yeah, I just had to say it because, geez, you know, it just sucks to see your friends getting hurt, your friends or your acquaintances or whatever you want to call it. It sucks to see people hurting each other. It sucks to see people being manipulative. It sucks to see people having good intentions and having those misinterpreted because of association or because of past behavior, you know, like, and for it to all be done publicly, and every single person feels like they're just, you know, coming from a good place every time they make a comment. And I think that maybe that's you know, partial truth. Yeah. So everybody leave each other the heck alone. Because everybody's miserable. Everybody involved is miserable, and everybody involved won't stop making other people miserable. And no wonder the world is constantly in war. We can't even get along on YouTube. Anyways, this is this really cute baby. I super love him. I may or may not be on with a box opening for Niklaus tomorrow. I may or may not be getting a new baby. I don't know. I will most certainly be watching videos from those of you who I enjoy following, and I will definitely wish you all well in your real lives with your real families, your real friends, your real dolls, and whatever else it is you enjoy. I hope that you all have a good rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing your videos, hearing what you're up to, and to hopefully chatting soon. Much love, and bye for now.